The question of what is a person's life purpose is something that so many people here stress about, worry about, wonder about, including myself. It's been a major life question, life struggle for me. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about how movie heroes reflect our modern life purpose. And then I'll also introduce the bigger project that this channel is going to focus on. As culture changes, the qualities of heroes change. So let's get into it. There are two common qualities in modern movie heroes. And I asked a couple of people this weekend if they could guess what they were. And both of them guessed good looking, but that's not what we're paying attention to. The first is emotional resilience. And the second is a sense of independence, specifically moral independence. Moral independence is not just rebellion. It's not rebelling for rebellion's sake. It's not anarchy. It's not nihilistic, iconoclastic resistance. But it is an independence that is driven by a sense of benevolent goodness, justice, fairness, love that is so hardwired and committed to that you're willing to walk independent of the things that most people rely on to get by in life, such as relationships, status, connections. You're willing to put those things on the line based on the right thing to do. And those things may seem obvious, but they are specific to our time, and I'll tell you why in this video. So that moral independence, or what I like to call kindependence.
Kind plus independence is kindependence.
That kindependence is often motivating the emotional resilience, the development of emotional resilience or the reliance on it in order to walk independent of certain social norms or societal expectations that are running counter to what's morally good or what's moral. So let's look at a couple of quick examples. There's Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. She had to deal with grief, manipulation, trauma, but she kept on going for the sake of others. But she was able to keep on going because of her emotional resilience. And then her moral independence was shown in how she constantly questioned the system around her, even the side that she was on. And then in the Barbie movie, Barbie had to develop emotional resilience, confronting thoughts of death, inadequacy, rejection. And she had to keep on asking deeper questions and leaning into growth. And then her moral independence is what led her to step away from the role that society gave her. And one more from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. He started daydreaming in order to escape life, but eventually he pushed through his fear, his social awkwardness, even danger in order to go on a real-world adventure. And then he was in a job with an overbearing employer, but eventually he stopped hiding in the expectations of a quiet, safe life that was dictated to him because stopping that was the right thing to do. Now, I haven't necessarily seen these movies, and I'm not recommending that you see them. They're just being used as examples. Now that we know what the hero qualities are of our time, what does that tell us about the purpose of life or an individual's life purpose? Well, when trying to figure out one's life purpose, it really helps to first ask, what kind of purpose am I looking for? Because depending on how you answer that question, your purpose may already be made clear. So to explain, let's look at a hammer, this hammer. In the big picture, every hammer exists for the same reason, to help build things. That's its reason for existing in a general, large, or you might say universal way. Now, if this hammer belongs to a builder, its purpose becomes more specific, more personal, to help that builder make homes. And if that builder is using the hammer to make a sign, then in this moment, the purpose of the hammer is more specific to drive in a nail or this specific nail. So now let's think about people, us. If someone's asking what is the purpose of life itself, this universal general scope, then in that case they might agree that life was created as an expression of love so that living beings could experience and enjoy the love of God. So if that's true, then their purpose is already clear. Their purpose is to give, feel, and enjoy love. So boom, that's it. But maybe they're asking something more specific, like how can I make the most of my life since my life is a gift? Or how can I express my gratitude for the gift of my life? That's more relevant to that they live on earth, that they live in this time. And so then their purpose might be to share the good news of God's kingdom or to help people to develop a friendship with God. So again, boom, it's clear. But when the purpose of life comes up, it's often people really asking something more practical, like what work or path will help my life to feel more meaningful and not just help me pay my bills, right? This is where analyzing the path of modern day movie heroes can help us. Almost every hero, almost every person living their purpose has to do two things. Number one, they have to discover something, like a hidden talent, a new point of view, or an inner strength. And number two, they need to deliver something, like a message, a gift, a rescue, an outcome, or a change in the world. And what gives their story power isn't just their strengths, but it's their growth. They go through a journey that changes them, and this is what truly makes them a hero. So let's take the hero's mission, just to discover and to deliver, and combine them with the hero's qualities, which is emotional resilience and moral independence. And then there's infinite ways to do this, but here are a few questions that will help you combine these elements and get at the heart of your search. You can start by asking, how strong is my emotional resilience? Like, do I feel confident, or do I have doubts and triggers that I want to work on? Or what can I discover in myself if I grew stronger in this area? What outcome would be possible if I were more emotional resilient? And then you can ask, what makes my conscience speak up? What problem or injustice in the world makes me want to help? This can show you where to focus your energy so that you can make a difference. So in essence, using the two traits of movie heroes, growing emotionally so that they can stand up for what matters, can help anyone find a meaningful purpose in their life. Now, when heroes have those two common qualities, you're looking at a world where there's an enemy of morality, right? There's a pressure to conform and to fit in. And so when you're pressured to fit in a world of immorality, then what kind of people are going to spring up? What kind of heroes? They're going to be independent heroes, right? And then emotional resilience will be needed, because in a world where goodness and morality, fairness, justice, love, these kinds of things are under attack, then there's going to be a lot of trauma in that world, right? And so you need to be strong. You need to have tools. You have to have your character, your inner landscape together. And so the things that life is about, growth, love, expansion, health, there's an enemy to that. We can all feel it. That's the villain, the foe of our world. And it's often promoted as things we would connect with life. We would connect life with growth, with expansion, right? But the very things in our world that are growing and expanding are things that threaten or are counterfeit versions of life. They not only threaten life, but they compete with that which is alive, including us humans. And so that leads me to defining this bigger project for this channel. This bigger project is about how people are choosing life and how can we choose life at a time like this. And so in the next video, we'll stay on the topic of purpose, but understanding why finding your purpose is such a struggle is a big, important part of figuring out how to get that roadblock out of your way, right? If you realize that it's laser beams blocking your path, that's a completely different solution than if you turn on the lights and see that it's just a pile of rocks in your path. So in the next video, we'll explore the various types of obstacles to finding your purpose. And in the meantime, I hope everything is beautiful with you. Big hugs, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. For freebie worksheets, micro retreats, and laser sharp custom guidance around the topic of this video and beyond, click the link in the description. And thank you for sharing this moment of your day with me here on the playground.